Hi everyone, welcome back to this series of Agile questions, ideal for preparing for your PMP or your Agile Certified Practitioner exams, or ideal for just checking the knowledge of Agile within your own teams and having a little bit of fun. We've got 10 questions and this is going to be a whole bunch of fun. Let's get into them. And let's start off with something not too difficult. We'll ease ourselves into it, but this is such a wonderful way to do it. It's a question on the clarifying principles of Agile, the absolute foundation but behind Agile that will sort of feed into all of our questions going forward anyway. The Agile Manifesto has 12 clarifying principles added to it to help projects and teams understand the Agile values. Which of the below is a correct clarifying principle? Okay, build projects around a core idea, then brainstorm frequently to get the job done. That's not too bad, but it doesn't 100% match. We're not just brainstorming, we're also delivering. We need to deliver in increments as well. So maybe not that. Find the right executive to support and ensure they tell you the product requirements. The executive shouldn't be telling us the product requirements necessarily. It should be the people who use the product or the system. That's really important too. Deliver frequently whether an item has been tested or not. No, we do want to test it. But quality is everyone's responsibility. Yes, that is true. So when we're gathering requirements, we want quality. When we're developing, when we're figuring out the solution, yes, we want to build in quality there as well and make sure it's a robust solution. But part of that is still testing, so that's really important too. Build projects around motivated individuals and give them the environment and support they need and trust them to get the job done. Well, that's exactly the statement. We trust them to get the job done, but we give them the environment and the support. We remove blockers. We give them the tools. We give them the Agile methodology, the regular stand-ups, removing blockers, getting the customer involved in the work, making sure that everyone is happy and getting feedback regularly. And the motivated individuals, these are the people who own the product or who use the product. Let's build our product around those guys, get them involved, and all of a sudden, they actually really want to see this happen, so they're making it happen. And that's part of the power of Agile. The correct answer here is definitely D. Agile is about building projects around motivated individuals with cross-functional or T-shaped people who have a broad range of expertise and one deep specialty, and giving them the support they need by removing blockers and ensuring a flow of work. That was a really great one to start with. All right. The 12 clarifying principles also match up with the best advice for projects, leadership and communication. Which of the below is a correct clarifying principle when it comes to project communication? Oh, this is good too. All right. And again, this is a really lovely way to just ease into our Agile knowledge here and get the foundational questions. This is really good. The most efficient and effective method of conveying information to and within a development team is face-to-face communication. Already we can say that is definitely correct. Why is face-to-face communication the most important? Because one, we get a fast answer. We've got one person here, and we're just going back and forward. We're getting the answers quickly. Now we're also picking up on extra nuances, and that might be, someone makes a face, or someone is a little bit closed off. Maybe they're not certain about something. And so now we can delve a little bit deeper into that communication. A lot of communication is non-verbal, so that's really important. And all of that is lost if we're just sending an email. Emails can easily be misinterpreted. And that's why face-to-face communication is so important. I think that's going to be the one, but let's see what else we've got. Communication is always done in writing? No, just to make sure they have proof. But then all of that communication style is lost, as we saw, so not that. Agile teams ensure downward communication only. So if the executive in charge directs the product, features, and the work, again, no, we want the team to collaborate. It's actually horizontal. It's not downward. It's not executives going down to their people. It's people talking with people and getting all of the work done amongst the team. It's horizontal in that way. We're not going up to executives necessarily. We're not going down to anyone below us. Everyone is equal. It sounds kind of nice, doesn't it? And it is when it works really well. When communicating, ensure that various forms such as telephone, writing, face-to-face, and ensure variety. Yes, variety is nice, but still the best approach is face-to-face. Let's go with answer A. An Agile team knows that communicating close in person, place and time is the most efficient and effective way, often in a co-located team, so other team members can pick up information by osmosis. Wow, that's another important part. If you've got lots of people around and these two people are talking, then they actually pick up on that information as well. So it's a triple bonus, so that's really good. That's called osmosis, picking it up without necessarily talking to those people directly. Really, really powerful. All right, that was a great question. Let's see what else we've got. The Agile Manifesto has 12 clarifying principles, and here's another clarifying. Wow, okay, I'm pretty sure we move on from clarifying principles after this, but let's get into this really quickly. And we already know the right answer here as well. So it's not union attendance. We don't need a union to be involved. Working software is the primary measure of progress. Why? Because we're delivering in increments and features, and we're getting feedback on that every time from our customer. There's supposed to be little loops there. My terrible drawing. But that's in that way, we're delivering software, working software on a regular basis. That's definitely our one. Finding risks is the only way to avoid failure. Not true. Learning new things helps keep a team engaged. Sometimes true, but not always necessarily true. So let's go with answer B. In an Agile team, working software or a working product, increments and features delivered is the primary measure of progress. Well done, guys. All right, now we're starting to move on. This is going to be really good. You're new to your Agile project and the team are working through the forming stages. How do you help the team improve as the project progresses? Okay, and we know that there are a few stages of a team. So we're forming, we're storming. So that's when everyone is trying to figure out where they fit, what they're supposed to be doing, what their role is, where the boundaries of their work is. Norming, where we're starting to come together and work as a team. And performing, that's when everyone has their ideas very clear. We've sorted out all the rough spots, and now we're starting to work as a well-oiled machine. And so how can we help the team improve? So ensure the team holds a project post-mortem and catches the lessons learned by the end of the project. Maybe, but that's more at the end, not during the forming stages, isn't it? So maybe not that one. Hold a retrospective with the whole team at the end of each iteration and build those lessons learned into each new iteration. Probably, I like that one as well, because now we're getting shorter feedback. It's not at the end of the project, it's at the end of each 2-week iteration. Ask the product owner to show the team where they can improve. No, it has to be a whole team approach, so the whole team has to be involved. Rotate tasks and roles during each iteration. Well, if we do that, then we're going to lose the expertise that someone might have on a particular area. So not necessarily that one either. Let's go with the correct one as answer B, our classic retrospective. Using Agile retrospectives at the end of iteration with the whole team to ask what went well, what did not go well, what did I learn, what still puzzles me. The lessons from this session are actioned and built back into future iterations to improve quickly. A great way to do it. Well done, guys. All right, let's get into the next question. You are the Agile project manager working through the product requirements for the product owner and executive project sponsor. Wow, a lot of people involved here, and so this is going to be a good one. The project sponsor raises concerns that the development team do not fully understand the requirements. What will you do next? And this can be a valid concern. And this will happen all the time. We can't be experts in everything, so let's have a look and see what we want to do. Show them the project management plan, which will have the scope statement listed in the scope baseline. Now we might do that for a waterfall project or a predictive style project. That's our project management plan where we plan everything up front and we have a clear scope statement. But then what happens when we start delivering is all these things start coming up that we didn't think about. That's why Agile works in that scenario. Ask the team to create a high-level prototype of the requirements and then discuss and review that with all stakeholders. That's definitely the answer. We want to do a short increment and it doesn't have to be the real thing, just an idea of it. So it could be a storyboard, it could be a wireframe, it could be a 3D prototype if you're dealing with, you know, actual physical items and creating things. But now once we can see that, we can also discuss it, and we can say, oh yes, that's correct. Oh yes, now we say, you know, that we do understand the requirements. Maybe we need to talk them through, but then we all come to a collective understanding. So that's definitely the one. I love that one. Show the team the project schedule, outlining the delivery dates, not related. Hold a retrospective to gather feedback and improve. Could help, but not really related again. This is more for the scope, and to get a shared understanding, we want to see a small increment and then discuss that. So let's go with answer B. Agile uses visual mock-ups or prototypes, such as storyboards, wireframes, or models, to get a quick understanding of requirements and consensus from everyone involved. Now that's a great way to do it. All right, well done, we're halfway through. You're doing great, keep going. The Scrum Master on your Agile project has asked you for the total lead time of a particular feature. You add up the cycle time of all the cards that contributed to that feature. And cycle time is the small parts, so story cards usually, and the lead time is the overall project. So all of these stories lead into the project, or the lead time for the whole project. So cycle time and lead time. And that's a great way to remember it and to look at it. What other two factors must you take into consideration when calculating total lead time? Time for testing the code and time for merging the code. Meeting times and lunch times, not that. Value added time and non-value added time. So what we're talking about with cycle time and lead time, it's a lean concept. And another lean concept is value added time and non-value added time. So value added is, are we actually working on these stories? That's value added, we're doing that. We're developing those things. Non-value added time is, what's something, maybe a blocker that's getting in the way. Maybe we're waiting. This is where the lean wastes come into it. So handoffs, maybe we've got too much work in progress and we're context switching. Maybe there is waiting in between the tasks, or waiting for an answer, not getting fast answers. All of these things are a waste, and that's non-value added time. So and testing and documenting, we still need that. So that could be seen as some essential non-value added time, even though it's not directly doing the story. It's still essential, so that's another thing. Anyway, let's go with answer C. Lead time is a concept from Lean and the Toyota production system. Whenever you are calculating cycle time, smaller things such as story cards, or an iteration in a larger project, the lead time, which is the larger items, you must take into consideration both value-added and non-value-added times. So value-added contributes to the customer outcome, non-value-added doesn't directly contribute to the customer outcome. So that's really good to know. Wow, that was a great question. All right, we've only got a couple to go. Let's get into them. When working in an Agile team, it is common to use prototypes, demonstrations and reviews, wireframes and storyboards to elicit feedback from the customer or product owner. What is the benefit of using these tools? Oh, this is another great question. Let's see what we've got. So the development team don't have to create the real thing. No, we still need to do the work, obviously. So the team can get together and have another meeting. We don't really want more meetings, but we do want more communication. So, not really the best answer there. It allows the users to create new forms that will be required for the new system. Not really related, it could be anything. It doesn't have to just be forms. It allows the product owner to discuss and agree on requirements with their stakeholders. And exactly as we saw before, now we can see, feel and touch this prototype or this wireframe, and we can discuss those things and come to an agreement. I think answer D is the best one here. Prototypes, wireframes and storyboards are important ways to gather feedback, and that feedback allows all stakeholders to discuss and agree on the requirements and product features before the money is spent on actual development. So that's really important too. We get to test it out before we actually spend the big bucks on developing it. So that's really good. All right, great job guys. Keep going. You are finishing up the first iteration of your Agile project, and have set a retrospective for the whole team. One member of the team asks why we have this meeting if they really need to go. This will happen in your project career as well. What will you tell them? It's so important because we need that feedback. So let's see what we've got. It helps the team prioritize product features for the next iteration. No, that's our iteration planning or our sprint planning. So that's not our retrospective. It allows the team to blame others when things go wrong. We don't want to blame, we want to remove blockers. So that's a different thing. It's an opportunity for the whole team to look at their way of work and improve. Yes, we want the whole team to be involved because everyone might have different feedback and we need to take that on board and improve. It showcases a part of the product so everyone can see what was delivered. That's a demonstration or review, a sprint review. So not that one either. Let's go with answer C. Retrospectives are a set meeting at the end of each sprint, asking for feedback with certain questions. What went well? What didn't go well? What did I learn? And what still puzzles me? The actions from these are built back into our process to continuously improve. That's part of the power of Agile. All right, last two questions. You've done really well. Let's keep going. You're in the beginning stages of a new project where the organization would like to use Agile to manage the project work. This is great. The executive manager asks you how the team will make quality everyone's responsibility. As we know, that's part of an Agile approach. Leverage the various skill sets within the team and remove reliance on external inputs. Wow. What Agile method is she describing here? And we've sort of been through this, especially in the last couple of videos. But how do we remove reliance on our external people? Well, we've got a project over here. We want to bring them into the team. And that also helps make quality everyone's responsibility and leverage all of the skill sets within our team without having to go externally. And the way we do that is with servant leadership is good. Yes, we do want that, but it's not that. Sprint planning is a ceremony. It's not that. The daily stand-up, also a ceremony. It's not that. What we're talking about here is the whole team approach, bringing people into the team to make sure we're self-sufficient and can deliver the product within our one team. Much easier. Reduces handoffs, reduces silos. It's a way better way to work. So let's go with answer D. The whole team approach aims to bring all necessary people into the project team, ideally in a co-located space. It involves cross-functional team members who specialize in one skill and are fluent enough in a wide range of other skills. So nice wide range of skills, but one deep specialty, and maybe that's design or development, for example. So yeah, anyway, that's the great way to do it. That's the whole team approach. And also a great way to do it is the last question for us. Let's see what we've got. You're working in an Agile project for some time and have been blocked by the need for expertise in another team. What do you do to overcome organizational silos? Well, we just spoke about this, so this should be pretty easy. What will you do? Work with the various managers of team members you need to have them dedicate the necessary individuals to our cross-functional team. We're bringing them within our team, exactly as we saw. I like that one. So raise a change request for review by the project change control board as the work will be delayed. That's an old school way to do it. That's our waterfall methodology, not that one. Raise an issue in the issue log for review and management by the project team. Again, an old school way to do it. For an Agile way, we want to bring them in. We want to bring them into our whole team. So not that one. Work with the risk team to raise a project risk and assign an owner to it and create controls for those risks. Again, more of an old school way to do it. So for our purposes, let's go with answer A. This is describing the whole team approach, which we've spoken about, where all the necessary team members and their skills are brought in to the project team, reducing silos, reducing handoffs, and making sure that we can deliver the project as one team. And also what we've delivered is 10 questions today, and I hope you've enjoyed yourself because I certainly have. I love talking about Agile, and I know that you truly can pass your exam with the dedication and practice that you are putting in to these questions. I truly believe that you can do it. Keep going, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.